Is it still a partnership if both sides are planning their exit strategy? OpenAI once leaned heavily on Microsoft's wallet and data centers to bring ChatGPT and DALL-E to life. But now, after years of collaboration, OpenAI has shocked the tech world by cozying up to Google, a rival of both Microsoft and OpenAI. With OpenAI considering a lawsuit against Microsoft over antitrust behavior, the feud between the companies is only getting worse, and their breakup may be imminent. How did this happen? Let's unpack the drama. Back in 2019, Microsoft invested $1 billion in OpenAI, launching a major partnership focused on advancing AI. The main goal of this partnership was to develop artificial general intelligence, or AGI, a type of AI that can think and reason like humans. Over time, Microsoft increased its total investment to around $13 billion, demonstrating its strong belief in OpenAI's work and the future of AI technology. A big part of their partnership was OpenAI's use of Microsoft's Azure cloud computing system. Microsoft built a powerful AI supercomputer with over 10,000 GPUs, which helped OpenAI train and improve large language models like ChatGPT and image generation tools like DALL-E 2. This advanced system helped OpenAI make massive improvements in how AI understands language, sees images, and handles multiple tasks at once. In exchange, Microsoft got special rights to use OpenAI's models in its products like GitHub, Copilot, Microsoft 365 Copilot, and Bing Chat. By 2024, OpenAI's value jumped to $157 billion, which caused major changes in how it worked with Microsoft. At first, Microsoft's investment and access to its Azure supercomputing systems were extremely helpful to OpenAI. But as the company grew rapidly, thanks to the success of ChatGPT and its enterprise programming tools, that support started to feel limiting. OpenAI quickly gained more power in the partnership and began pushing to change the terms. By earning billions in revenue and serving a huge user base, OpenAI no longer saw itself as Microsoft's junior partner. At the same time, Microsoft began to worry about depending so much on a company it didn't fully control. The next phase of this budding drama came in early 2024, when Microsoft hired Mustafa Suleyman by acquiring his up-and-coming startup, Inflection AI, making Suleyman the head of Microsoft's new AI division. This wasn't a typical company purchase, but rather an acqui-hire, meaning Microsoft brought in Suleyman and many top team members from Inflection AI and paid a licensing fee of $650 million to sell access to Inflection AI's models on Azure. This step was seen as Microsoft creating insurance for itself in case things went sour with OpenAI. Microsoft had to ensure that top AI talent and products remained under its exclusive control, something that seemed increasingly uncertain given OpenAI's rise. Suleyman, who shot to fame in the AI community as one of DeepMind's co-founders, became the CEO of Microsoft AI. He took charge of projects like Copilot, Bing, and other tools that use generative AI. Although Microsoft still said it supported OpenAI, this move created more distance and more tension between the companies. In May 2025, OpenAI announced its acquisition of Windsurf, an AI coding startup, in a deal worth $3 billion. But Microsoft's GitHub Copilot essentially does the same thing Windsurf does, so Microsoft isn't happy. And OpenAI doesn't want Microsoft to access Windsurf's intellectual property, so the companies are locked in a debate over what the terms of OpenAI's Windsurf acquisition will look like. In June 2025, OpenAI made major news by signing a $10 billion deal with Oracle to access more computing power. This move required Microsoft to officially allow OpenAI to bypass parts of their earlier exclusivity agreement. Until then, Microsoft had been the exclusive cloud provider OpenAI used under a long-term deal. The new Oracle partnership was born because OpenAI urgently needed more infrastructure to handle its model training and use, which Microsoft's Azure could no longer support by itself. Soon afterward, OpenAI surprised the tech world again by partnering with Google Cloud, a top competitor of Microsoft in AI and cloud services, and OpenAI's biggest competitor in frontier AI models. This gave OpenAI access to Google's advanced tensor processing unit systems to help run and train its models. OpenAI's moves were unambiguous signals that it was intent on leaving Microsoft behind. But it wasn't a clean break. At least, not yet. What happened next was likely the biggest betrayal so far. Microsoft engineers had accessed OpenAI's private software without following the access rules both companies had agreed on. This put even more pressure on their already troubled partnership. Although the full details were not made public, people familiar with the matter said it broke the trust that had held their working relationship together since 2019. The situation is especially delicate because of how OpenAI is structured. Despite Microsoft's billions of investment in OpenAI, it has no seat on OpenAI's nonprofit board, giving Microsoft less influence than it would like. So any breach of trust, like this access issue, looks like more of a serious turning point, not just a technical mistake. Additionally, OpenAI and Microsoft are currently negotiating OpenAI's transition from a nonprofit to a public benefit corporation, with Microsoft seeking a bigger stake in the company than OpenAI wants to accept. Negotiations have become so heated that OpenAI may formally accuse Microsoft of anti-competitive behavior, which could potentially bring in the federal government to investigate. An angry Microsoft may end up walking away from a new deal entirely, marking a decisive end to years of partnership. Meanwhile, at the user level, Microsoft's Copilot system, which uses OpenAI's GPT models via its acquisition of Inflection AI, has grown into a direct competitor to OpenAI's own tools. Copilot is now available across Microsoft 365, Edge, Bing, and Windows, offering advanced AI features similar to what OpenAI provides on its own. At the same time, OpenAI has been pushing to commercialize its own products like ChatGPT Team and ChatGPT Enterprise. These tools compete directly with Microsoft's Azure OpenAI service. While Microsoft still has the right to host OpenAI's models through Azure, OpenAI's efforts to sell directly to businesses are causing some overlap with Microsoft's services. As both companies expand into similar areas, it seems like the question is not whether they will sever ties, but when. Mirroring OpenAI's deals with Oracle and Google, Microsoft recently launched a $30 billion infrastructure fund to create its own AI tools, from hardware and cloud services to software, so it can rely less on OpenAI. Microsoft is also looking into partnerships with other AI providers like xAI, Meta, and Anthropic, signaling a true turn in events. The once unstoppable alliance between OpenAI and Microsoft now stands on shaky ground, with rivalry spilling over into acrimony and new partnerships shifting the balance. The feuding feels like a Hollywood drama, but the implications are key to reshaping the AI industry. As both giants prepare for a future apart, one question remains: who will lead the next era of AI innovation? Let us know your thoughts, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.